Okay, so by a raise of hands, show of hands, how many of you have been into like a clingy relationship where someone is just like, got one? Okay, so my quote today is, it's not true that nice guys finish last. Nice guys are winners before the game ever starts. So I kind of have to be in the middle with this because I feel like, okay, nice guys or, you know, nice girls, it's like kind of like, if you're too nice to somebody, I feel like you get taken advantage of in some sort of ways. Like, so for instance, you know, you do all this stuff for this person and then I feel like they expect that all the time, you know, and it's like, I feel like sometimes you can't always give somebody everything. You kind of just have to like, I feel like sometimes you do also have to be a little, not rude, but in a way of like just kind of put your foot down and stuff. I also think that nice guys do finish last because they don't really, they're just not, alright, nice guys are winners before the game ever starts. So, I mean, I feel like if you show somebody that you do care and everything, then sometimes it could be a good outcome. But yeah, sometimes it could be bad because it could be taken advantage of. So, yeah. It was so good outside and then yeah. Once they walked in,
Did you do the
All right, Jovanni, the rhetorical question you ask at the beginning, or the audience survey that you ask at the beginning, is okay. It's not really clear how it's related to the subject that you've got until you're talking about, you know, that first example, and then I guess it makes a little bit more sense. You do have an identification of your quote. You seem to suggest that an interpretation, but you just are coming up with these random interpretations. There doesn't seem to be a plan, and as a consequence, when you're wandering, you get lost, and then you run out of things to say, and it's pretty obvious that that happens. You bail out on your own speech during the presentation, and that just feels awkward. While you were speaking, I do think that you let a little bit of panic get a hold of you. You seem like you get lost in the topic sentence several times, and you keep looking down at the topic instead of engaging the audience. You know, it just never feels like there's a plan. Now, your voice projects well, and I think you're using variety in your voice, but you're not, you know, until you start saying something, it doesn't really serve much of a purpose. And there are several spots where you just get stuck and you don't have anything to say, and you, like you said, where are you? There you are. I heard you say right at the end, it sounded so great to you outside when you were preparing, and didn't sound like it was that great in here. Most of you will probably give a better speech in the car on the way home today. You'll be thinking, oh, I could have said this, I could have said this, I should have done that. You'll have a lot of good ideas, and that's just some experience that's popping in there that will help you. That's true. Why it didn't operationalize from what you had outside to what you got in here, that's a little hard to explain sometimes. I don't know if it's because you lost your plan, or you forgot what the focus was of the presentation that you were going to make. I think if you have a point of view, you stick to that point of view. Even if the presentation is relatively brief, you're going to sound coherent and like you had something to say to us. You just never sounded like you knew what it was that you were trying to say to us, like you never got a coherent way of speaking about this particular topic. And that's a little bit tough. All right. I appreciate everybody who is here and ready to go today. We have 4 or 5 more people doing impromptu speeches and a couple people doing prepared speeches on Thursday. Thank you.
Did someone actually do that? Are you recording?
Yes, it's still going.